What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. We're going to tackle question 9 in the 4th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. We can see that we have some models that different parts of are shaded, and then we're supposed to figure out what fraction is shaded in each of those rectangular models there. Now, in order to do really well on a question like this, you'll need to know your fractions, but you'll also need to know about reducing or simplifying equivalent fractions, seeing if you can take a fraction that's made of big numbers and turn it into one that uses smaller numbers to talk about the same idea or the same part of a whole. So first, let's go ahead and just figure out what fraction is shaded in each of these without worrying about simplifying. And as always, in every other question that I've done like this, I'm going to take the number of pieces that are shaded and put that in my numerator. And then I'll take the total pieces and put that in my denominator. So in the case of this left rectangle, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shaded out of 9, 10, 11, 12. And then over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are shaded out of 5, 6 pieces total. All right, so at this point, I'm going to do what's called simplifying or reducing, where I'm going to look at each of these fractions and see what number goes into both my numerator and my denominator that I can divide both of these by in order to make the numbers in this fraction as small as possible while still making sure it means the same thing. So if I do that with 4 out of 6, the biggest number that I can see fitting into both of these as a factor is 2. So I'm going to do 4 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is going to get me 2. 6 divided by 2 is going to get me 3. Now I can see that one of my answer choices is 2/3, but I'm going to figure out this other fraction just to be safe, just to make sure that I've done all that I can. So now for 8 and 12, if I think back to my times tables, I can actually see that 4 goes into both of these. And so I'm going to do 8 divided by 4 and 12 divided by 4, and I'll have to write it down here. 8 divided by 4, that gets me 2. 12 divided by 4, that gets me 3. Now there is another way to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate it very briefly here. If I'm not looking for the biggest number, I'm just looking for a number that works, I could have used 2. That's perfectly okay. 8 divided by 2, 12 divided by 2, that gets me, 8 divided by 2 is 4, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then I could have done the same thing again, 4 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2, and that still would have gotten me to 2/3. So the point of all this is, even if you didn't see that both of these are multiples of 4 at first, you could have gone ahead and just divided your numerator and denominator by 2 twice, because 2 times 2 is 4, so that works. You still would have ended up with the same answer, which is 2/3. So we have 2/3 and 2/3. Now I can say with full confidence that A is my answer, 2/3.